We turn now to Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni. The It Ends With Us co-star's legal battle has entered the courtroom, and Ariel Reshef.
Did Blake Lively just gaslight an entire movie set, bully journalists, and turn a domestic violence press tour into her own personal fashion show? Because that's exactly what people are saying. From mocking an interviewer on camera to accusations of power plays behind the scenes, the internet is starting to see a very different side of her. But is Blake really the Hollywood bully she's being painted as? Or is there something deeper going on? Let's get into it. And trust me, this isn't just about one bad moment. It's a pattern that's been playing out for years. From Hollywood sets to press interviews, we're about to break down every shocking detail. So, stick around, because this story only gets wilder. And hey, if you love keeping up with the latest celebrity drama, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.
A lot of eyes on this one. It is an increasingly ugly PR battle, with both sides digging in, the case taking on a life of its own in the court of public opinion, and now the high drama bleeding into the federal courtroom, where the judge warned both sides that all the public mudslinging could jeopardize the trial.
Blake Lively's career might be in serious trouble right now. Word is, she's rethinking everything after the It Ends With Us mess exploded. And if things don't cool down, she might just take a step back from Hollywood. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with this absolute disaster between Blake and director Jason Baldoni, let's break it down real quick. It Ends With Us, based on Colleen Hoover's book, stars Blake as Lily Bloom, with Baldoni directing and playing Ryle Kincaid. But instead of just being another book-to-movie adaptation, this whole thing has turned into a full-blown scandal. On December 20th, Blake dropped a bombshell, accusing Baldoni of sexual harassment on set and claiming he retaliated by trying to ruin her reputation. And if that wasn't messy enough, she also said he snuck in a graphic sex scene without her consent and even pried into her personal life, asking awkward questions about her marriage to Ryan Reynolds. Like, what? But that was just the beginning. Blake took him to court over this, suing him for allegedly sabotaging her career. And Baldoni? He didn't just sit back. He hit her with accusations of his own, saying she was the one trying to destroy his reputation. He even took legal action against the New York Times over how they reported on the whole thing. And now, here's where things get even wilder. Baldoni's lawyers are claiming that Blake was the real bully all along. According to them, she has a history of pushing people around to get what she wants, and they say they've got evidence to prove it. They even claim she used other people to make threats and force her way into controlling the movie. And just when you thought this drama couldn't possibly get messier, Justin Baldoni has officially gone nuclear. He's hit Blake Lively with a $400 million countersuit, claiming she hijacked his movie, lied about being sexually harassed, and launched a calculated smear campaign to ruin his career. Basically, he's saying she made up the accusations to distract from all the backlash she was getting. And Baldoni isn't just talking, he's dropping evidence. His legal team released behind-the-scenes outtakes from a romantic scene in It Ends With Us, claiming the footage proves Blake's harassment claims are completely baseless. According to them, the video shows both actors acting well within the scope of the scene, with mutual respect and professionalism. So now the big question is, was there really misconduct? Or was this all a power move? But wait, there's more. Because Blake hasn't exactly been helping her case with her public appearances. During a 2024 press interview, she was asked how fans should reach out if they relate to the movie's domestic violence themes on a personal level. And instead of a thoughtful response, Blake, casually draped over a sofa, sarcastically fired back with, "Do you mean like asking for my address or my phone number or location share? I could just location share you." Yeah, that one did not sit well with people. At this point, the whole It Ends With Us drama has left people feeling some type of way, and social media, oh, they are not holding back. One viral tweet summed up the mood perfectly. Whatever is going on with the It Ends With Us drama, it is extremely weird for Blake Lively to turn the promotional tour of a domestic violence drama into a platform for her to strengthen her fashion plate status and her and Ryan Reynolds' power couple clout. And another, even harsher, Blake Lively forgetting her character is a victim of domestic abuse and instead trying to give the entire press run a silly, goofy Barbie moment, while Justin Baldoni is using his press time to talk about the importance of stopping the cycle of abuse, is why I'm always on his side. Ouch. But that's not the only controversy circling Blake right now. People have dug up old interviews where she casually referred to transgender people as trannies, and let's just say the internet has not forgotten. And then there's her alcohol brand, Betty Booze, which was front and center at the movie's after party. That did not sit well with many, considering that It Ends With Us is about domestic violence. People pointed out that the World Health Organization has stated that 55% of domestic abuse perpetrators were drinking before an assault. So, why was an alcohol company part of the celebration? Now, insiders are saying Blake is freaking out. She thought this movie would be her big moment, but instead, she's terrified this backlash could tank her career. So, is this the beginning of the end for Blake Lively? And just when you thought things couldn't get worse for Blake, an old interview just resurfaced that's making everyone cringe. Norwegian journalist Kirsty Flaw just uploaded a video called The Blake Lively Interview that made me want to quit my job. And yeah, the title says everything. The 4-minute clip has left viewers horrified over how Blake acted. And honestly, it's not a great look. So, what happened? Let's rewind to 2016. Blake was promoting Cafe Society alongside her co-star, Parker Posey. At the time, she was pregnant with her second child and had just announced it at the Met Gala. Seems like a normal setup, right? Well, not for long. Kirsty kicked off the interview by congratulating Blake on her little bump, but instead of just accepting the well wishes, Blake mocked her right back. Congrats on your little bump. The problem here is Kirsty wasn't pregnant. Yeah, awkward, and it only went downhill from there. When Kirsty complimented the film's visuals, since it's set in the 1930s and costumes are a big deal, she asked if the actors enjoyed wearing those outfits. Seems like a basic question, right? Well, Blake wasn't having it. Instead of just answering, she cut off Parker Posey and said, "Everyone wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes." Kirsty, caught off guard, quickly responded, "I would," but Blake ignored her completely and continued talking only to Parker, listing every single costume their male co-stars wore. By this point, it was clear Blake was actively avoiding Kirsty. No eye contact, no acknowledgement, just straight up exclusion. And to top it off, when the interview ended, both Blake and Parker rolled their eyes and made faces as Kirsty left. The journalist later explained that this was the most uncomfortable interview she'd ever done, and she even hinted that her second encounter with Blake wasn't much better. So now, people are really side-eyeing Blake. First the It Ends With Us drama, now this, the internet's patience is wearing thin. And the question is, can she come back from all of this? Or is Hollywood about to shut its doors on Blake Lively? But if we're talking about Blake Lively saying things that don't quite add up, we have to bring up that time she called filming a sex scene with Ben Affleck really awkward. Let's rewind to 2010. Blake was starring in The Town alongside Ben Affleck, who also directed the movie. Now, according to her, shooting that scene was super uncomfortable because apparently she was only used to doing intimate scenes with her real-life boyfriend, Penn Badgley. Okay. But here's where it gets messy, because Ben completely contradicted her. He actually praised Blake for being poised and comfortable during the scene, saying she was even more mature about it than some of the crew members. So, was it really awkward for her, or was she just trying to sound relatable? Because from Ben's perspective, she seemed just fine. But let's be real, this is just one piece of a much bigger problem for Blake. Over the past year, her public image has been falling apart. It all started during the It Ends With Us press tour, where she somehow managed to become the internet's favorite villain for almost a month straight. People dragged her for everything: her attitude, her fashion choices, the way she spoke in interviews. She was called dismissive, rude, out of touch, and most of all, annoying. And if this sounds familiar, it's because we've seen it before. Back in 2022, Anne Hathaway became the most hated celebrity online overnight. The internet even came up with a term for it: being womanid. It's when a female star, once adored, suddenly finds herself on the chopping block, criticized for literally everything she does. And right now, Blake Lively is Hollywood's latest victim. Well, Blake Lively has spent years building the perfect Hollywood image: charming, stylish, and untouchable. But with all these accusations stacking up, is that image finally starting to crack? Is she really the mean girl people are making her out to be? Or is this just another case of the internet turning on a celebrity overnight? Let me know, has this changed the way you see Blake Lively? Or do you think she's just getting caught in the chaos of Hollywood drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you made it this far, You clearly love the drama, so why not subscribe and turn on notifications? That way, you'll always be the first to know when the next big celebrity scandal breaks.